Joe for today.
I'm Zane.
Yeah, and I'm just a random guest.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Today we're gonna talk about something cool. You would like to introduce yourself? I know you have some exciting news. I don't know if you want to share with everybody.
Sure. My name is Helena Harris, and I've been shooting with Zane for a while. He's awesome. And my exciting news is I just got signed to MMG modeling agency.
And
Hi, I'm Ellie.
AKA Zane, yeah.
Yeah, AKA Zane. I'm Ellie. I go to Fairleigh Dickinson, and me and Helena are in the same sorority. So that's how I met her. And that's how I met Zane.
Yeah.
Right? It's just all together in Jersey.
All
Jersey,
together.
we out here. So today's topic is gonna be really interesting, but everyone's been in a relationship at one point in their life, but someone had asked me if I could bring this on the podcast. They said, in what ways do you maintain your relationship with your partner?
That's
I know some deep stuff.
Oh God. Well, Ellie, I think you should start.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been in a relationship in a while, so I don't.
How would you? Like,
how would I?
Yeah, like if it was like a business per se, and you were
Okay.
trying to like really maintain it like long term, like what are some of the things that you would do?
Communication is best. Like you
Right.
have to keep talking to the person. You have to be consistent with like just communicating with them, like back and forth, getting everything that they're saying like should be important to you, and everything that you're saying should be important to them. Like, it's just that respect and the communication back and forth, I feel like, to really maintain it, like, keep it going.
Okay, how about you, Helena?
Yeah, I agree with that. But also, for me personally, like, whenever I'm dating someone or in, like, a long-term relationship, I don't think you need, like, you can't stop dating that person. Like, you always have to, like, you should continue to go on dates, like, even if you're long-term. And, like, you need to keep, like, it exciting. I don't know.
Yeah, some people, they kind of forget. And they like, all right, we are here. We're doing what we're doing. And then that's it. I was like, but what else do you do? And then they just kind of just go just floating. I feel like some relationships are like
they get very comfortable, and then
Yeah.
it gets like boring.
It gets mundane until someone else wants to take them out on a date, or they don't say it's a date, like, hey, you should come here, and then they start looking at other couples like, why are they doing fun stuff, and then we're just here. So yeah, you gotta constantly like maintain the relationship by like constantly like just doing activities. Would you guys do like therapy with your partner if they ask? Or is that like, does that mean the relationship is doomed when you ask them?
I just feel like that's like a third person. I feel like that's just like a third person. Like, I don't know if they, like, I'm studying to be a psychologist.
Oh, this is going to be great.
So, like, honestly, like, therapy, like, it does help. But for me personally, like, I don't know if I would want to do that. Like, it really depends on, like, if they're open enough, if you're open enough to do that with a third person and open up, like, your feelings and everything to that third person to, like, mediate it, which is, like, good. But I don't know if I could.
I don't want to play devil's advocate or anything, but don't we kind of do that? But we do, like, third party, fourth party, sixth party when we talk to our friends.
Like
Uncertified people, the girl
yeah.
talks, the guy talks. So isn't it kind of like, wouldn't you want to do a professional opposed to like someone that knows you?
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
come on, Ellie.
I'm just saying, like we do it anyway.
Like, ideally, yeah. But I don't know if I could do that. like, I don't know if I'd be open enough to share, like, all of that with somebody else. like with a third person that doesn't already know everything about me, like my friends, like
Right.
you know, like.
So therapists, no. Friends,
Not knocking
yes.
on therapists because like I want to be one, but
Right.
like I don't know.
So you're afraid that they know too much information about you and what goes on in the relationship, or could it be?
It's just hard to open up to the third person. That's like the thing, and it's like your friends. You're already opened up to them,
right.
So it's easy to talk to them about something. But it's like that new person that is just doesn't really know who you are as a person yet. So it's gonna take a while, which is good. Like I
Right.
guess you want to be with like your partner and like work through it and like have a lot of time to work through it, but I don't know. It is just easier in the moment to just talk to your friends about it, but yeah, honestly therapy it would be a good thing. Like, period. But.
Therapy for the win.
Yeah, circled back around to that.
Right, just
I was
right
like,
back.
I don't know.
And Elena, how about you?
I think it would depend. Like, honestly, I hope that I'm never at a stage in a relationship where I'm like, let's get a therapist.
Oh my God. I feel like people really don't like to integrate therapy in a relationship, but it's like needed. I feel like it's like a checkup, like every 3 months. You have like a checkup.
I mean, honestly, like it really depends on the relationship. If you're in a new relationship and it's not working out, then that probably is not your person.
So 3 months in and y'all just started, and if y'all need therapy,
It's always
within
the 3 month mark.
that's it.
It's always the 3 month mark for me. Like if I'm talking or like dating you for 3 months and like I see things that I don't like, I'm probably not going to.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for real though. Like you're obviously not my person, because I feel like once you reach that mark of like that time period, you really start to see people's character come out, and not just like the mask goes away.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I feel like the therapist part should come in like after you've been dating for a while and it was going really good and really well, and then you're kind of just like, what happened? And then like the therapist can come in and be like, what did happen? Like what are you guys missing that you had before?
Right.
And like how can we fix that kind of thing?
Also, sorry.
No, you good. So I was just saying, like, 3 months is not enough to really get to know somebody. So then like I get what you're saying though. It's like in 3 months, if I don't really vibe with you, it's kind of pointless doing the therapy.
Yeah.
But if it's like maybe let's say it's a year in the relationship. And
honestly, could have used that in my last relationship or just broke up with the guy.
like you needed one. That's what you've kind of felt like you needed a therapist or a mediator in between.
Like, I don't know. I feel like me and Ellie, like we're 21.
Right.
Like we're at a stage in college where it's like, if you're going to date someone and it's to the point where you need a therapist, you probably shouldn't be dating that person. And like, you need to like grow up and learn things on your own.
Right.
But maybe if like I was married or engaged to someone or in a really long-term relationship, probably over a few years, and I saw myself spending the rest of that life with like the rest of my life with that person, then I feel like therapy would definitely be an option. But like, I don't know. I feel like at this stage in our lives, like if you need therapy, you should probably just run. Like,
I feel like a lot of people they see it as like an issue. Like I remember I was in a relationship and I mentioned like, are you, before me saying like let's take therapy, I said, are you open to taking therapy? And her answer was yes, because if it was no, then it would have been out the window, instead of saying no, we're doing therapy, because like you said before, might not be comfortable being
Opening
vulnerable
up, yeah.
to another person. Or some people, they might not want to be seen as wrong. They'd be like, oh yeah, I don't want you to agree with him, or I don't want you to agree with her. So it's like, I'm not trying to go to therapy, to have a session, because people don't want to admit they're wrong in front of a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we don't do enough check-ins in relationships to the point where I feel like the issues kind of fester until it just pops.
yeah.
And maybe doing one therapy session, like maybe like in a year or every 2 years, maybe that works. You know what I'm saying? Just so that way you're not straying too far away. Because we, like you said before, like sometimes people just get comfortable. And I feel like the therapist is kind of meant to like, hey, is everybody on the same page? And then if the therapist kind of sees like there's like weird levels, then they
like
could
figure
just
out what's going on.
right.
Yeah.
They could be like, hey, you know, I noticed these issues about you, so like maybe y'all could work on that on your own time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I feel like therapy separate and then also like checkups together would be good, just to see like how those people are doing like by themselves first. Like, you know, and like incorporating it into the relationship, because I feel like everyone needs therapy by themselves.
Right.
Like you might not be open also to your partner with some stuff, like vulnerability wise, and like you might want to talk to a therapist about that, and then like come back in and like see where you can like actually open up to that person, like where the issue is that you feel like you can't open up to that person. So I feel like that's also like another like step that like people can take.
No, definitely. And like you said
Relationships.
before, like communication too, that's huge in like every relationship, whether it's like like parents, friends, like your partner. Like communication's key. And if you're a person who can't communicate and like you go to therapy and like work on that individually, that could probably help you also obtain the goals in your relationships.
Right, because some people might not have the same resources or emotional resources like everybody else.
Yeah.
So we might have friends and family. They might not have friends and family. The only thing they may have is like, all right, well, maybe I have no choice but to deal with it within myself. You know, sometimes, have you ever faced an issue where you were dating somebody and they just trauma dumped on you and you're like, maybe you should talk to a therapist?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as some people take offense to that. It's like, I'm not crazy. Why should I talk to a therapist? Like, you know, have you yourself have ever trauma dumped on somebody to the point where you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done that?
Ellie.
You know, Ellie, you had like a story.
No. Me? No. I've been trauma dumped on.
No, I've
What do
trauma
you-
dumped on you, but I'm not dating you.
But it's a relationship, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I've had a lot of people trauma dump on me. I don't know, like, if I'm like, I don't know, people just want to talk to me about their issues. I'm like, I'm not a therapist yet. Like, don't talk to me about that. But like, I don't know. I feel like people just, like, they find someone who's like who listens. I feel like I'm like a good listener, and like people are just like take it as, okay, I'm gonna tell them like everything about myself, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
And then
I don't know what to do with this
Yeah,
information
like now that's a lot. Like, I don't
That's a
know.
lot.
Yeah.
And you say you always like,
Yeah, I always tell Ellie everything. But like you're my
But we
G
do-
bag.
Yeah, we do it like both ways, but
Right.
like,
Yeah.
do you feel like there should be a limit between like friends? Because, you know, some parents, they could like, we just say anything to our parents, but like with friends, do you find yourself like a happy medium? Like things that you like, I don't think I could talk to you about that.
Depends on the friend.
yeah, it
Depends
really
on the
does.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, I feel like someone had mentioned this to me before, is like when you're dating somebody, essentially they should be kind of giving the qualities of like your best friend,
Yeah.
except there's more access points,
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
right?
I wouldn't want to date someone who I wasn't comfortable with like going to things with.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I agree.
Agree?
Yeah.
You're like, no,
Agreed.
there's nothing more past that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. But-
And let's see.
Wow, Ellie, you look good with those shades.
Thanks.
I think you got replaced, both of you guys.
That was it. Now I get to stand over there and just record. That's it.
Great. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
I love the intermission sounds in there.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, I got one. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for, actually. So what are some standards that cannot be negotiated in a relationship?
Respect. Like, respect and boundaries for me. And, like, I would also say what people enjoy doing on their own without me. Like, who you were as a person before I came along. Those are, like, my standards, if that makes any sense.
Do you
no,
mean
it does
that-
make sense.
By
Like, this is what we were talking about today in the gym. You and me.
Let the gym
Like,
talk. Something.
so I was telling Ellie, like, when I am like dating a guy or I'm starting to talk to a guy, a big thing for me is like their passion for things, like hobbies, what they enjoy doing. Like, you need to have something else other than like me that gets you excited. Like,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You can't be the sole focus of that person's
no,
life.
like, I don't want to be. That's like weird to me. Like, you should have other things that you love doing.
Right. Like, I see people just like, it's weird when it's like that. Like, I've dated someone like that, and that's weird. But to each his own. But it's like, huh? No, because I was dating someone and they were so like, that's all they thought about. And there was one time I found on Facebook, there was literally like, it was a separate account, and it was all just statuses about us.
Oh.
I said, what? What is going on?
Was this like a long relationship?
No, it was
Oh.
literally like, I want to say before that part, like the relationship lasted like 7 months. That was about like 4 months in.
Oh, that's weird. Run.
Yeah, it was way too late at that point.
That's a lot.
I was like, what is going on?
Wait,
Just
did
like,
you like just come across it? You didn't.
I was being followed on Instagram, like it was added requests, but I didn't know there was 2 accounts. So then when I went, it said like some of them, I think it was like I was tagged, but on the feed it would always show. So then when I clicked on it, I was like, what's this about? It was like just little snippets of what we did within the day. And I was just like, what is going on? Oh, I slipped a note under the door while he went to the bathroom saying I loved him, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God. This is, and
That's a
we're
lot.
talking
Ew.
statuses, right? So I said, yeah, I don't think this is probably the best relationship to kind of keep going for it. And eventually I kind of like weeded my way away from that and just kind of we set our peace and went our separate ways. But to be the
Whoa.
sole focus,
Like, I want someone to be obsessed with me, but like also obsessed with other things.
Yeah. No, yeah.
right, there has to be like a fine
Yeah.
medium between the two. But like I definitely get it. It's like, that's all you talk about.
That
It's
is
just me.
super creepy. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
No,
See,
it was.
yeah, some things should be private in your relationship, and that's what makes it special.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think like social media kind of helps that cause, or you think this is kind of
no, like, like, I love social media. Like, that's supposed to be part of my job.
right?
I think that there's a lot of good that comes with social media, but I also think that there's a lot of bad, because also every day, like, I'm scrolling on TikTok, I see a lot of really hot guys on TikTok, and you know, like, if I'm getting in a relationship with somebody, I feel like after a while you get used to all of these people who seem perfect, and your definition of maybe like what you want in a person can change, and maybe in a negative way. Like, it's not normal.
I see what you're saying. Like, you start, like, I used to have not used to. So I had a page where I was just following just girls all the time, right? So then I had to weed. No, I'm gonna be honest. So then I had to weed off it, because what ended up happening was I started to, like, first of all, the magazine account was meant to encourage women, and I was on this account with a whole bunch of just bikini models and just like it just kind of switched the mindset. So what I had to do is I unfollowed them, and then I started following photographers that were like people that I was trying to aspire to be or be better. And like, it just something more inspirational. So
Yeah.
quotes on that. So I cleaned out my page, and I just left it at that, because it started to change how I was viewing. So I might have encountered a woman that was interested in me, but she didn't meet the visual
Yeah.
guidelines on the girls on TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a minute. So then it helped me to really kind of pay attention to what's going on within. But you can only do that if you like kind of what's the word? You have to kind of give yourself like some time apart from social media,
Yeah.
so you can appreciate.
And you have to like have the awareness to do that
Right.
for yourself
Yeah.
too. Like, not everyone realizes that like.
Because it's so normal now,
Yeah.
especially for us and like people who are younger. Like, my brother is 17. You know,
Right.
he grew up with like social media, and so did his guy friends. Like, their perception of how a girl should look is probably so different from probably like a lot of our older friends
Right.
who are in their mid-20s. You know,
They show us what it looks like, and they show us what the person that you would want to be with, but they don't teach you how to maintain.
yeah,
So it's like, so once you get there, now what? So you have a lot of people like, all right, I'm here. Well, now what? Well, the whole point of dating was really just to like expand and have family, or just not, and just really partnership with the person and get to know them. So everybody gets old. I think people kind of forget that.
Oh yeah.
Like if that's the only basis is on the visuals, it helps. But at the end of the day, if y'all get old together, what's gonna happen?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to catch you when I'm 80, like, looking at some TikTok famous girl. Like, no. Like, you should appreciate me now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the core value, especially, like, there was a divorce lawyer. It was, like, a clip. And he was saying, like, this guy was, like, in his 80s, and he, like, cheated on his wife with a younger woman.
Oh,
and
whoa.
he was, like, to himself, he was like, now, I had high hopes for people when they're older that they would see someone that's young and be like, oh, that's a nice girl, and then that's it. But to actually go and date that person or just cheat on their wife, he's like, I thought that was over and done with. He's like, it's not going to be everyone, but it's like, that's a sad way to end a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, how do you spend that much time with that person and like grow in a relationship with them, and then go and just find, like, do that over looks? Like, yeah, that it's like, how do you do that? I don't know.
See?
Yeah. Well, going around too, it's like, if I'm in a relationship as well, and my significant other is following a bunch of girls who are like actual, like, you know, they're doing like OnlyFans, or, you know, they're doing other videos, like, that's so disrespectful to me.
Like, if they're in a relationship with you.
Yeah. If you're dating me
Right.
and you're following and you're liking those posts and you're like acknowledging other girls in a sexual way, that's kind of not appropriate for me. Like, I feel like that's so disrespectful.
Do you feel like it's pulling it? It's mentally pulling them away from you.
Not even that. It's just like, you should respect me enough to not go out and look at other girls sexually. Like, I'm your partner. Like, look at me like
yeah,
that.
like, other girls are attractive, but
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like
you
it's
don't
a
need
different way to look at them.
Yeah,
and
no,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, especially on social media, like, people are posting like literally like anything, and
It's gotten worse.
Yeah.
like, it's crazy. Like, me even scrolling like meme pages, like posting like crazy stuff, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I can't open my Instagram half the time anymore. In
Yeah,
class,
turn like the brightness down. I'm like,
because
I don't
people
know
are
what's
gonna think
pop
I'm a
up.
weirdo looking at some random girl's ass. It's like,
Now, you
no.
find that more on TikTok or Instagram?
Probably Instagram.
Instagram, right?
Yeah, Instagram.
You ever thought about like just changing what you follow, or do you like stay on the explore page?
My followers are pretty normal. Like, a lot of
Yeah.
it is just like random sponsored posts.
Oh,
And I'm like,
Suggested?
whoa. Yeah, suggested.
That's what it is. I'm like, why?
so what do you think your page looks like? Like your explore page. What do you see mostly on yours?
I don't know, like landscapes, I feel like, but like it's no,
You're
I
gonna
do.
get exposed.
No, I
Pull out the phone right now.
Open it up,
Let's
Ellie.
see.
Let's see.
We won't show anybody. I'm just gonna laugh.
do. No, it's not even
The
bad.
first
it's really,
post is just like a half naked girl.
it's like just on my feed that it's like bad, because like suggested comes up. Look, this is mine. It's
That's
just like
your
really,
explore page.
yeah, it's like girly.
Wow, yours is a lot better than mine.
That's
Let's
actually
go on
pretty-
mine and see.
That's a lot of memes though. You're a meme dealer on the low.
Let's see mine.
Let's see yours. Let me
Okay.
see yours.
So, like, that's just one of my girlfriends. But, like, that's... And then my explore page, it's, like, a lot of modeling
Fashion.
stuff. Yeah, fashion. And then out of nowhere, like, it'll be something really random.
Like a guy flipping or just food.
Like,
You know, yours makes sense. And
I mean, I
based on what
guess,
you
yeah.
said with the memes, it makes sense. So that means...
honestly,
Yeah,
this
let's
isn't
see
looking
yours.
bad at all right now.
Oh, let's see if mine's... 'cause
Yeah,
it's only
what's
fair,
yours?
right?
Yeah.
It's only fair.
I'm a little nervous.
I'm nervous too.
Nah, we'll see. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. This is my main page.
Okay.
All right, go on the Explorer. This is mine. Yeah, I'm pulling up my.
Wow.
This is
Yours
my main account,
Yours is pretty good.
Pretty calm, honestly.
Honestly, there's, like, nothing on there.
right? Yeah, look, they see it. I can't make this up. It's just regular. This is very interesting,
Okay.
right?
And
Like, you were better than both of us. Honestly.
What happened?
What about the magazine one?
My Finsta account?
You have a Finsta?
No, I don't have a
Oh.
Finsta.
I don't know.
In the eye. Everybody has a Finsta account.
I did.
I
See
did
my
in
point?
like high
Deleted it.
school.
See, I can't make this up. Everybody had one. At what point in their life, they
At
definitely
one
had
point.
one. What?
Whoa.
What?
Oh no, technical
Sabotage me.
difficulties.
Sabotage. I knew it. But yeah, that like social media, I always say it, like it does change like your perspective on things, and it is interesting that like if a guy said, "Hey, I don't like you," like following all these like attractive men, like where do you go from there?
I mean, like, honestly, if it's like a celebrity, if it's a celebrity and an actor, I think for both ways, for me personally, it's okay. Like, if they're following Margot Robbie, like, go for it. Like, I'm gonna follow her too. Like, she's hot.
That's unattainable.
Like,
not unattainable, but like
I mean, honestly,
accessible.
I'm hoping that she'll stay unobtainable to anyone I'm dating. She's like a 10 out of 10. But
I agree.
like, if it's a few people, okay, even for myself. But if someone came to me and was like, "Hey, people that you're following, I don't think it's respectful," I'd be like, "Yeah, let's go through, let's talk about it, and then you can tell me what makes you uncomfortable, and we'll work together." But I feel like that's how it should be on both sides.
That sounded very
But
logical.
it shouldn't be like, oh, unfollow that person. I don't like that.
So
like
like
it should
that
be
demand
like,
is
yeah,
no good.
Like, if they're
Yeah.
like my friends and I'm following them and they're like posting shirtless pictures, like, I don't know what you want me to do about that. Like, those are my friends. That would just be really weird if like I unfollowed them. Whoa.
What happened? Oh, friends.
Oh, okay, like if they're my actual friends.
This is where the spice begins.
Devil's advocate. You don't think that's an insecurity?
What?
Which one? The guy saying like, can you
The girl feeling
Well,
feel some type of way?
I have a story.
Oh, listen, we're here for stories.
I have a story.
That's if you want to say the story.
I'm going to.
right.
I told Ellie today, I was like, honestly, whatever comes up, like, I'm just going to do it. So, yeah. So I was dating this guy.
Right.
And there were so many red flags, but I started dating him when I was like in high school.
Okay.
So like it was like, pretty new. I was a little bit younger, a little bit more naive, and there were red flags there. But he was following all of these people and like liking all of these posts, and I was like, dude, like this girl's whole butt is showing. Like, are you kidding me?
Like in front of you or just like
No, like I would. Oh my god, what's going on over there?
That's why I need the song. That's gonna be my story.
Yeah, it should be. But no, I just like I would see it, and we had mutual followers, and I'm not gonna lie, like I would do some stalking too. Like I don't know. I feel like we've all done it as a girl. We've all stalked at some
Had
point.
a Finsta to stalk. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I would stalk, and I would be like, hey, this is like not respectful to me. Like, it's not just like a random post of like one of your friends. Like, you hooked up with this girl. Like, you don't even know this girl. This is not respectful. And that
Let's talk about that one.
What?
So someone that they used to talk to and they still like their posts.
I think if like it's just a regular post,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. But if it's something like a little bit more on the scandy side,
Mm-hmm.
or it's just not respectful to do,
Right.
then you shouldn't do it, whether you hooked up with them or not. Like, if you're in a relationship, like, be respectful, because that's a part of dating standards now. Social
Right.
media, like, it's not as simple as it used to be.
No, there was like no social media at the time. Like, so you were just in a relationship
Yeah.
and no one knew.
Yeah.
That was it. You had your privacy, and if if they saw you, they saw you. If
Yeah.
they didn't, they didn't. Now that's why I was asking before about social media helping with the privacy, because now it's like if you post them, are you one to post them? How long before you post them? And then if you don't post them, does it mean they like you, or are they just like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't want anybody to hit you up. Well, nobody should hit you up.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what I'm saying?
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
so it's like, where's the line? Where you feel that is? How about?
I feel like exactly what you said, like they shouldn't hit you up. I feel like they shouldn't have like a bunch of like, especially if it's like a friend, they shouldn't have friends that are like going to your like their girlfriend and being like, hey, like you're hot, like
Right.
like and trying to talk to you. And I don't know, I feel like
Yeah, they shouldn't. I feel like there's no deterrent. Like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
and
Yeah.
like you as the partner shouldn't like entertain that either. And it's like I feel like they should post you. Like,
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I feel like if you do post them, like say for example, y'all talking, you're comfortable. Maybe it's like after a 3-month period, or maybe the 4-month, however that is, and then they start posting. Because I feel like it's weird if it's like a year's gone by and no one knows you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like I get it with the privacy, everybody has their private relationship, but it's just like, what about the other person?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're now part of the social media space. Like, what's gonna happen when you have kids?
Yeah.
What happens when you get married?
Yeah.
People be showing their kids off before they
Like,
show
at
off their husband.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, social media at first is like trying to connect with like people that you know. Like,
Right.
that's like what it first was. I feel like that's how a lot of people should still see it. Like, not just like trying to like impress these people and like whatever. Like.
So once you're in a relationship, no more following. It is done. It better be like landscapes or cityscapes or date ideas. That's the only thing you could like. Or memes.
No, I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that, but it's like with posting, like, yeah, you should post like your significant other, you should post like your, like when you have kids, like your family, like it should be like about your life.
Okay.
Like, and you should want to share your life, and like if that person's part of your life, like, yeah, you should want to share them.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Dropping gems.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
And that was your story that you wanted to mention?
Ugh, that guy drove me
Oh.
insane.
It was
No,
more?
That,
No,
oh my
was
god,
not
that
the
is
story.
not even it.
That
That's
wasn't
like
it?
the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, I thought there was. I knew there was more.
Oh, yeah.
What? So was that was it, or like there was more in terms of the phone situation, like the social
yeah.
media? Oh
like
my god.
there was a lot.
Oh geez.
Like over the whole relationship, and at one point I was just like, oh my god, like,
What did you
am
learn?
I doing?
What'd you learn from it?
Like the aftermath.
Yeah, like the aftermath. Like you're done. Like you gotta learn something at least. Like,
Well, like I stuck around for way too long. That was my thing. Because like honestly, first like big real relationship, and I was like, okay, like, you know, stuff happens like in relationships all the time, and like no one knew about any of this until recently.
Oh.
Like she was the first person I told about like everything in this relationship, but no one knew what was going on. And like I think also like like if I'm having problems in future relationships, like I need to talk to people. If I'm that stuck, like I need to get opinions from my friends or a therapist. Like
Yeah.
I need to like, you know, because at the time I was just like, oh, like way too prideful. I was like embarrassed about what was going on. Like I was confused, and I was like, this like sucks enough, like that I don't want to hear about it from my friends being like, why aren't you breaking up with him? And it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, why am I not breaking up with him?
Because sometimes they like friends might just say like, just be over with it, and you're just like, it's not that simple.
Yeah, it's not that
like,
simple.
Like once you become emotionally invested with somebody, you can't really just cut ties.
And like you
so-
were talking to him for like a really long time. Too,
before we
so-
started dating, we were talking for probably like 9-10 months.
Oh yeah, so that's a long
That's
time.
a
to be
long
invested.
time. And like I was like looking back at it, I'm like, oh my god, like what was I doing? But I was like unsure if I wanted to date him. And then towards the end of like that long talking period, I was like, all right, like I actually really like this kid. Like this is weird at this point. Maybe we should start dating. So, and I think he felt the same way too leading up to that.
So it was like, it was weird. Like y'all were just talking and just
Like we would hang out like a lot.
right, and it wasn't official.
No.
So you were just at this point, you're like, why? Would
Yeah, and we both said like I love you before, like a month before we started dating.
Oh wow.
Too. And I was like, okay, maybe this needs to change. And I kind of told him, I was like, either you're in officially or like you're out, because like that's how I'm feeling right now. Like this is weird if we don't figure this out.
And
So
it's like Elle said, communication.
Yeah.
yeah.
Communication. How about you? What you learned from something? Like I'm not gonna bring up what we had a conversation before.
Oh.
Yeah, but I like what like in some of the relationships that you may have had, like is there a lesson that you've learned that you kind of like still put into practice till this day?
I feel like there's a lot of lessons I've learned, but like the one that I had from high school into college, like going back to like people they used to hook up with, used to talk to, like he would, like his third person that he would talk about our relationship with was someone that he used to hook up with and talk to.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like, how messed up is that?
Like, that is crazy. And it's like, I kind of like let it happen because I was like, okay, like this girl like is just his friend, and like I don't know,
the third person that
he would talk to about our relationship, like, and like any issues that he was having with it. Like,
were they ever dating, or were they just like hooking up?
I don't really know if they ever dated. I know that they went to like one of our like proms together.
That's crazy.
So yeah, like that made me really uncomfortable. And then like it was just really messy at the end, because then I started talking to my guy friend that like I'm really close to. I never like hooked up with him or anything like that, but like, so then it was both like we were talking to these separate people about our relationship and not like communicating together. And that's what I'm saying, like, yeah,
Recipe
communication
for disaster.
is key. Like, like we should have honestly just been like talking about it together, like to each other, and not like adding that third person that like was like just really messy. Now
going back at it, you said that you should have talked about it together. What was the fear of talking about it like together?
Like we were not right for each other. Like that, like that's like the end of it. But like we just like had very different views, and so like we both were kind of like just scared of like talking to each other about it and like not being kind of listened to by the other person.
So
I feel like
it was like if it was like walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
I think that's the first sign that you should probably like reevaluate the relationship, when you have to like really think about like
everything that you're gonna say. Yeah,
right, because you like at this point, if you start tiptoeing around, it's like I gotta do this for fucking 20-30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking long term. If I'm gonna marry you, I shouldn't feel awkward.
Yeah. Like you want to feel comfortable with the person. Like,
right.
Yeah, duh.
Not too comfortable. Some people be oversharing. They be like, I don't want to hear about your past, you know?
Oh, that's the worst. That's also a red flag. If the guy that you're dating is talking about like past hookups.
Or calling you
their ex-girlfriend's name.
Ooh, people still do that? I thought that was like done with.
No, like... Yeah,
that happens apparently.
Oh wow. Thought we were through with that, but like I said, it's just like you always have to think how are you gonna move like long term with this person. Like, you know, we always go through like, all right, the next person I talk to, I'm just gonna like, I think what we do is we talk about all the things that we did in this relationship, and we're then not gonna do that anymore. So then by the time we get to a new relationship, it feels like an empty shell, like to the other person. And then you're still, quote unquote, like healing yourself. And then while they're trying to fill into you, they kind of feel a little weird, so they separate from you, aka the rebound. Whoa. Javi, you can't hear it, but Joe out here DJing.
Wow, that was really good, Joe. You should come to the party tonight that we're going to.
Yeah, what's it, Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
We're going to a party tonight.
Yeah.
You guys should come.
Said Twisted Tuesdays.
Oh, our
Tuesdays.
Our Tuesdays definitely get really twisted. Like every Tuesday that we go out.
What a time to be alive.
Honestly, yeah. Like, yeah.
But wait, what you were saying before? I got so backtracked.
I don't know.
Well,
Joe distracted me.
Before the music dropped.
I don't remember.
India.
I think it was supposed to be something good, though. I'm sure
I think it was oversharing.
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't remember. It's okay.
That was the worst.
I'm sure it'll come back. Thanks, Joe. Nice job.
You gonna look back at it and just like, that's what it was. Damn it.
But yeah,
no, it is it's something that me personally I learned. I just need to like give time, like space in between, as well as just like, you know, you gotta give yourself time to like heal.
You remember?
I remember.
You remember now?
I remembered.
The light bulb just like went on.
Right.
Yeah, no, the light bulb. You saw my eyes.
Yeah.
No, what I think is also really important is that you need to heal fully, because you were like, when you get in a new relationship, like you're still healing, like you're changing yourself from your last, which you should do. Like you should always take something away from your relationships that you go through, because ultimately they're all learning experiences for you to find your person that you're supposed to be with. But like before you jump in another relationship, you should be healed fully from your past.
Yeah.
And like that's a big thing too. Like we were also talking about this in the gym today.
Y'all have a podcast?
I mean, like we were saying,
talk?
like, yeah, we should for real.
We'll have you on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just start just lifting or whatnot.
Yeah.
And y'all just talking.
Well, you go to the gym a lot.
I do.
A lot. But
That's good.
yeah, no, like, cause when I got out of that relationship, like it was messy, it was bad. Like when I ended it, I was ready. Like I like met other people and I was like, these people, like these are my people. That guy,
Right.
no, like no. But it took me a long time to actually like process and get over what happened to that relationship. And like now, like that I'm like dating again, I'm in that world. It's easier for me to be open to new people because I can now understand that not everyone is that person.
Right.
And not every relationship is the same. Like I took away from it, but I'm also not like hiding myself because of what happened.
Right. Because sometimes we like it's not their fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't be treating them like it was like your ex or
Like it
prior.
was them.
It
Yeah.
was them because it's like you want to give it.
It's a new person, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like not fair to you or the new person that you're with to be putting.
Like having like reservations about like your last
Yeah.
relationship and like putting that on the new person.
Yeah,
Right.
like that's not fair to anyone. And it's also like it's just not cool
No,
Like,
it's
at
not.
all. No.
Because what ends up happening is you're not healed. It might be that person, but then you kind of just thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Because you're like, man, maybe I should have, before I jumped into something, maybe I should have just like healed, done therapy, or maybe meditated or something like that.
Like
And-
anything.
Yeah.
anything instead of just, oh man, this person is next in line, they're hitting me up and whatnot. They saw I gave the little bat signal out there like everybody does.
Yeah.
You know?
Like no matter how ready you think you are, like right after a relationship, like you're just not. Like
You're
you
not.
need that space, you need that time for yourself, like to work on yourself and like kind of like process what just happened to you, kind of like you're like changed from the relationship. So
Yeah.
Do you think it's like a limit? Like you think like, or is it like separate? Like you think like 3 months you should be good, or like
I think it's
It's
all like,
different
yeah, I
for
think it's
everyone.
different for every
Yeah.
relationship, every person. Like I was like getting over my last relationship while I was still in that relationship. So getting out of it was honestly like pretty easy for me, but actually like processing everything took a while. And then like being able to talk about that with my friends took like 7 months. That's
to
a long
talk to
time.
them.
Yeah, to like actually talk to people and be like, hey, this is what actually happened in my relationship.
and they look at you like, oh my god,
No,
why didn't you say anything?
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, are you kidding? That's what happened? Because, like, everyone's always so shocked. Like, I told my best friend,
Right.
Michael Passon, like, he came home because he lives in Newport, and we sat down, and I was like, yeah, like, this is, like, what happened. And he was just sitting there. He was like, are you kidding me? Like, I knew that something was going on, but he was like, I would have never guessed it was all of that. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, people have a good poker face. Let me tell you, because
Yeah.
like I had a friend, she was telling me like, you know, she had issues going on in a relationship, and then I was like, I was like, this could have all been prevented.
Yeah.
If you had this conversation, I could have been able to help you. It's like, yeah, I know, but I just wasn't thinking, blah, blah. And I was just like, but you know, you give everybody their space, because sometimes it might take them a minute. They might not be used to it. Nobody wants to come off feeling like they lost. Like, especially like you lost a game, and then they always want to put the camera in your face. Like, how do you feel after blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
I feel like social media is also incorporated into that, because like you're trying to be like this best person that you can be,
Right.
and like especially if your relationship is all over it too.
You're a celebrity now, right?
And like people are probably like, oh, it looked so good. Like I didn't think anything was wrong. Like you guys looked so happy together, and then it's like no.
Yeah, because
And,
we
like,
post all the
people don't
best
know.
stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see that like post or whatever where it was like it's proven that couples who post more on social media are less happy
Like
and
posting
together or like about the relationship on social media more than people who don't are like less happy in their relationship with each other.
Oh, that kind of contradicts posting
Yeah.
a relationship, right?
It does. Now, I don't know, fact check me, but like honestly, that
I feel
seems
like
like
that
kind of
makes
true. Like you're
sense.
kind of like fake it. Like if everyone else thinks we're okay, like we'll be okay. Like no one
Yeah.
will. Like I won't have to worry about like the hard questions with anyone.
Right. Like
It like alleviates the cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
so like I'm gonna have to put like little psych words at the bottom with the definition.
Like, because you're like I'm feeling bad about our relationship, and then it's like actually like I'm not. Like like we're doing fine. Like
Right.
and then it's like showing everyone, yeah, we're doing fine.
That's the facade, and I
Yeah.
think that's why the reason like it comes off as if it's not perfect, if it's not something that like it's good, then that means there's something wrong in the relationship. But in reality, there's gonna be ups and downs, right? So someone older, they were mentioning like it's okay that you guys are going up and down, especially like if you're married, but you have to learn how to love each other again.
Yeah.
Like you have to put the effort. Both parties got to put the effort to like learning how to love each other again. Because you fall in and out of love. Some people think you fall out of love and it's over. And then, but if you ask older couples, like, yeah, I was like, I didn't like her like 3-4 times, this, and then they end up getting back together. They work something out, however they did it. But it's just like, if people aren't willing to do that, then relationships are equivalent to just like a regular date.
Well, that's like what's also so wrong with like our phones. We all have instant gratification 24/7.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of the newer generations, especially including ours, like if there's a problem going on in the relationship, a lot of people just want to be like, all right, like I want to dip. This is not getting fixed. It's been a few days. And it's just like, no, like that's not how it works. Like sometimes issues can take months to, you know, get figured out, but we can get everything at the tap like of our phone.
Right. If it ain't instant, then I'll like, oh, there must be an issue here. Why? Like, for example, I had past relationship. There was an issue that happened, and my fault was expecting it to be resolved within a week. Unrealistic because there obviously needs to be more time. But because I had past trauma, I was like, it's been way too long, and nobody's like trying to actively try to fix that problem.
Yeah.
And it's been a week, and instead of just kind of letting it rock and seeing where it is like in a month, I was like, I'm not trying to waste no time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I personally felt like the person didn't really respect the relationship based on just not being engaged in trying to help kind of fix the issue that we were having, which was like communication. I was like, we should probably talk more. And it wasn't really happening after it was addressed. And I was like, you know what? Bump this. I don't want to deal with this. And then that's when I learned. I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to let people just rock and then have the conversation and then give them some time.
Yeah.
Because in 2 weeks or a month, if nothing really changes, then you could like say your piece and like move on.
Yeah.
But like within a week, there's no major changes because it takes like 21 days to like learn a new habit.
Yeah.
And it's also like you have to be aware of like that other person, like they're not thinking the same way that you're thinking. Like they have like a whole different like thought process and everything. Like they might need more time than you do with something too. So like if that's your partner, like it's hard, but like you have to like kind of respect like how they're processing things too, and like not just like yourself. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like everybody has to like learn each other.
Yeah.
Like that's just the core focus is be willing to be adaptive over time, because there's no way you could be in a relationship with someone and it's like maybe within like 10 years, right? You're not going to be the same for those 10 years.
Yeah.
So if you're ready to like move and go up and down with that person within the 10 years, that's where it is. But you can't be like, well, you don't like doing this anymore. Well, I don't like it.
Yeah, like I'm changing. I'm growing up.
But you used to, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I have a question for the room before we get ready to wrap.
Oh God.
All right, last question. Who are role models that y'all look at as far as relationships? So now, who do you go to as your role models? So you know what? That's the type of relationship I want.
Well, that's a good question.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm still looking. It used to be Will Smith and Jada.
Whoa, that did not age well.
That did not age well whatsoever, because I actually had a crush on Jada, and then I started to see who she really was years later, and I was so crushed. I said, you know what? You're off the roster.
Off the roster.
It's off the roster.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but I think the people that I believe that are role models, you don't really know too much about their life. Like Angela Bassett and her husband Courtney Vance, I believe. they've been married for years, since in the 90s, and all I know is that they're both actors. I don't know anything about their personal life. It's not on social media whatsoever. All you know is he really loves his wife and she really loves him.
Maybe that's why they're doing so good.
Yeah,
they're not on social media together.
Right? Mind you, it's been years and they've been through the social media and all that. Still, that's all you hear. Just like Denzel Washington and his wife. We don't hear anything. I feel like all the good couples in relationship, we don't hear anything. So me personally, I would probably just say like Denzel, if anything, like in terms of relationship.
Me? I feel like, honestly, my older sister and her husband, like those are my role models. Like they were together for like probably like 10 years, but like on and off. And they like figured, like my sister moved to Florida. She like got a job down there, and then she came back up here and they got back together. Like, but they still like worked it out with each other, and like they have a kid together now, and they're just really like good together. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, those are cute.
Yeah, right.
They worked it out.
Yeah, they worked it out, and like they didn't like wait for each other, but like they respected each other's time and like respected each other's like process of like just like dealing with their own issues and like letting them have some time for themselves and then coming back together, and you know, so
that sounds like a healthy relationship to me.
Yeah, right.
That's cute.
How about you?
Probably my parents, honestly, because like my parents have, I don't know, they met each other when they were in school. Like my mom grew up in Georgia, so my dad went to chiropractic school down there. They met and she came back here with him. And
sweet.
They've just been like good ever since, honestly. And there's been a lot of ups and downs, like any relationship, and like they own businesses together, like that can be a lot. But like my parents have always had a really loving relationship, and like my mom has always given me like really good advice too. Like I know I can go to either of my parents for anything. Like they've just always had a really healthy relationship that I could always look up to. So
I think that's solid, because you don't really hear that too often. It's like like all my parents are like role models for because that's how I've realized, like even the people that I've dated, like if their parents weren't together or it was like divorced, like I've noticed there's a lot of issues that bleed into the relationship. And I never try to judge it. I just kind of like let it happen, but it seems to be very consistent across the board. So people who I've dated that have like healthy relationship like with their parents, as well as their parents are together and they're married, those are the ones that are really like, those are the long-term relationships that I've been in, because they were actively trying to make things work. You know, so I think that's definitely key. And before we wrap up, we always talk about like what are things that you want to highlight in life, like or like you want to shout out, like what's your shout out for the week, like anything. It could be like a gym, a movie, a person, just anything.
Ellie, you go first.
Me go first. I don't know. Shout out to the movie you had us watch.
Shout out to what?
Saltburn. Oh my gosh, that was
I told you I didn't see that movie.
Oh my god, wait, this kid that follows me on Instagram, I stalked his page today. They look exactly alike, like that main character. Yeah, I have to show you after this.
Yeah, please show me after.
I will. But like, yeah, I guess Saltburn.
Saltburn, that's
that shit was whack.
Like,
I've never seen
everyone
anything
needs
like
to
that.
go watch it.
Yeah, go watch
like,
Saltburn. Don't watch it with your
we're
family.
Different people than we were.
Definitely don't watch it with your
Don't
family.
watch it with your parents. Don't watch it with a sibling unless you're that comfortable.
Like maybe watch it alone. Like
no, I don't think I could have watched it.
No, you need a partner watching this movie. You need to have
watch
a
it
commitment.
in a safe space.
Oh, definitely
with your
watch
safe space person.
Yeah, their safe space person.
Oh my god! Yeah. I know. My shout out for the week is this show called The Blue Eye Samurai. It's on Netflix. It's like an animation show about like it's like this warrior who her mom was like raped by like this, like it's like feudal Japan, and she was like raped by like a Western settler, and he like in Japan, if you are mixed like white and Japanese, you're considered like a demon. And
she had blue eyes. Terrible.
Yeah, it's wild. And what they do, they have people go out there and eliminate anyone who's half.
Whoa, that
Yeah,
sounds
it's
really interesting.
and that was like, and that's actually part in history. So they took that and they made an animation, but
Wow.
obviously added upon that with like a different story. But essentially, that's what they would do, because you would stand out and no one had blue eyes. So if you had
That's
any color
crazy.
eyes,
Scary.
it was game over. Yeah. So that whole show was pretty wild.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of y'all would like it. And it's called The Blue Eye Samurai.
Where can we watch it?
Netflix.
Got it.
Alright.
Give us the
New
bag.
show. New show.
But thank y'all for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Definitely.
Thank you. This is gonna be a wrap. This is what's the episode number, Joe? Like 288.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Wow, that's crazy.
But thank you for joining in. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yay, that was so fun.
That was fun.